should Liverpool be looking at buying a brand new centre-back? And if so, if that's the case, would you go for someone experienced but a little bit older, or do you go with someone a little bit younger who's willing to bide their time a little bit? What do you say, Jose, firstly for you?
That's a good question.
Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Firstly, should they go and buy someone? Yes or no?
100% yes.
All right.
For me.
Second part of the question, what kind of defender should they be looking for? I mean, how much should they be paying? With Van Dijk coming back at some point next year, you presume a spot might be lost, or maybe they could partner Van Dijk. So give me some names. Tell me something.
For me, I'm not sure about names, to be honest, because there's so many coming out, but I will tell you what I think. For me, Gomez is a top centre-back. Top. I love Gomez. He has everything as well. The problem of Gomez the last few seasons is that can you rely on him like you can rely on Van Dijk? Like, you know, Van Dijk, apart from this injury, has been playing every single game. Even cup games, he wanted to play. You know, so as a centre-back, someone that is that important, you need someone like this, you know, that can play and is always available. So I believe Gomez and Van Dijk, when they fit, I don't know who else partnerships can be better than them two together. So in that case, I will go for a younger player. And I believe that's what Liverpool will do. That's what I really believe Liverpool will do. But then if Klopp doesn't trust Gomez in terms of injuries, obviously in quality is no doubt, in injuries, I will go for someone older. But me, I will go for someone younger, definitely.
But there's so many names being thrown about, and I know you watch a lot of football, plenty of football. Is there anybody that you would like to see sign on the dotted line for the Reds?
Well, they've been talking about Upamecano, Kulavi will be 70, 80 million. I don't know. Depends as well. Like I say, for me, they need a centre-back in the summer. You need two players for every position, always, in every position. That's what it is, because it's true, we've been really, really unlucky with injuries, but you need two players in each position. So they didn't. Now we've been very unlucky and we don't have centre-backs. So that's a problem. And obviously they're going to go in January. Upamecano, good player. I know a lot about him. No, to be honest, I don't look too much about that. Obviously, you're talking about La Liga and places like this. Yeah, it's places in La Liga that can go there, but not as good as Gomez, younger centre-backs here right now. I'm not sure. It's very difficult, very difficult. But, well, like I said, at the end, it's a lot of players in Europe, and I'm sure they will sign someone, and I'm sure they're going to go for a young player.
What about yourself, John? Any names strike you? Do you believe they should buy someone?
I'm not sure whether Jurgen Klopp, because if you look at it, he's got two coming through. He's got two natural ones coming through in Williams and Phillips. So he doesn't want to rock the boat too much. And I think if you've got them two coming through, you've got Matip, you've got Fabinho, who can play there as well as anybody else. Fabinho can slot into centre-back as well as anybody else, although he's a fantastic defensive midfield player as well, one of the best in the world. But if you're going to play Thiago, you don't really play Thiago and Fabinho in the same team as two midfield players. I wouldn't put them two in the same team. So for me, you've got 3 or 4 ready-made centre-backs there without Virgil van Dijk to play alongside Gomez. So I don't think Jurgen Klopp will go top dollar. I'm not sure whether he looked to go 75, 80 million pounds on one of the best defenders in the world, because he's got players there that he wants to bring through, and he likes to give players opportunity. He wants to give young players chances in the team. So I think there are players out there that you might just get sort of, I know you're talking Liverpool, but if they want to be as successful as they have been in recent years, I think it's important for him to keep with the ones that he's got, but he might well go in for another centre-half if one becomes available. But he won't be paying 70, 80, 90 million pounds for the best. I don't think he will do that, because I think he will believe in the players that he's also got, including Matip, who's extremely good. I've said Fabinho can play there, and he's also seen in Phillips today with work on the training ground. He could be the next, who knows who. He could become a great player, and so could Reece Williams. So he doesn't want to rock the boat too much in having too many options when you've got a couple of really good ones coming through the system.
At the same time, Jose, you were mentioning a moment ago about having 2 players in every position. Do you think Klopp made a big mistake by not signing anybody in the summer when Lovren left the club?
For me, obviously, when someone goes, you need to replace him. That's the truth. But talking about Klopp have a mistake, I'm no one to say that Klopp have many mistakes as a manager, so that's the reality. You know, he's making so many good decisions for the club, but it's true that in my opinion, I will have signed a centre-back. And if in January, I will sign a centre-back, in my opinion. Because listen, when you've seen about the best clubs in the world, like we are at the moment one of the best clubs in the world, for me the best, but one of the best, I believe that look how much Manchester City has spent on centre-backs in the last few years, not just this season. In the last few years, this season they even signed Nathaniel and the guy from Portugal as well. So at the end, to compete, it's true that maybe Phillips now he come and he does so well because Matip was a free transfer from Germany. So maybe Phillips come now and start performing, and you don't need a centre-back. So maybe he gives him the chance, and we don't need a centre-back in January. Yeah, it can be, but the reality, the young players that he's given the chance, the reality, how many players are first team starting players? Trent, since he arrived for me. Harvey Elliott has been on loan. Curtis Jones, I believe, is going to make it as well. Neco Williams, I believe he still has a lot to do to get, obviously, with the best right back in the world. It's very difficult, but it's a lot of time there. So centre-back is a position, for me, the most important positions. I'm not sure if you will agree with that. Always, it's every player. Obviously, the fullbacks give so much, the wingers as well. But in Spanish, you say the columna vertebral, not the middle. You know, the centre backs, the midfield, and the forward. All that line is so important. And we need someone there. Because today, I know Phillips is doing well, but I will want to see him against top strikers and see what happens.